Welcome back. My name is Carrie, and today I'm going to tell you the truth about mobile home parks. Over the last 10 years, I've done a lot of work with mobile home park owners, park managers, and of course the people that live in mobile home parks, and I can tell you this is an underrated form of housing. This year, the price of almost every type of home has increased, and affordability is getting extremely hard to find as more and more people get priced out of the market. When something people want becomes unattainable, housing, it's time to adapt and create something new or revisit an existing idea but with fresh eyes. Manufactured homes in mobile home parks get a bad rap for whatever reason, which I don't understand because from my experience, it's a really good setup and the people living there seem to really enjoy it. In my opinion, the biggest downside with mobile home parks is the narrative that are associated with them that are derived from outdated, broad statements that need a little refreshing. What I'm going to do is show you how people might be looking at mobile home parks all wrong, and if we look at them with an open mind, an answer to the affordability issue we're facing has been right in front of us the whole time. So let's do it. For anyone unfamiliar with the concept of a mobile home park, it's actually really straightforward. You buy the home but lease the land. The amount you pay per month is going to vary depending on where you live and is directly correlated with the home and land values in that area. If you live in an area where home and land prices are less, like the prairies in Canada or the Midwest in the States, you might be looking at anywhere from $200 to $300 per month. If you live in an area that's kind of middle of the road like where I live, you can expect to pay anywhere from $400 to $500 per month. If you're looking on the coast, I've heard of some parks that are over $1,000 per month. Over $1,000 per month pad rent might seem high for those of us who don't live there, but keep in mind it's tied to the cost of everything in that area. So if you want to live in Malibu with access to the beach in a place like Paradise Cove, you have to pay a premium. This is the point where people always say,
you should never lease your land, blah, 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 blah.
But I think those people are looking at it all wrong. They look at the pad rent as a waste of money, while I look at it as a hybrid model, a combination of renting and owning with a lot of benefits that come with it. You live in something you own, build equity, and have something you sell, all while paying lower home ownership costs on things like insurance and property taxes. Before anyone chimes in and says that manufactured homes in mobile home parks depreciate in value, let's look at a real life case study instead of just regurgitating information that we heard someone say at some point in time and decided were facts. In December of 2019, I sold a 16 by 66 foot single wide to a 20-something-year-old who had a certain budget that she had to stay under. After tax, the price of that home came in at $154,800 and was move-in ready. The mobile home park it's in was built in the 70s, but the owner and management team take a lot of pride in it, so even though it's not brand new, it's still a very nice place to live and actually backs onto a golf course. The pad rent in the park is $485, which includes sewer, water, taxes on the land, and snow removal. This year she decided to sell, and we still chat, so she let me know how much it sold for, which I'll get to in a second. Over the 17 months that she lived there, she paid $8,245 in pad rent. Keep in mind, when she bought this home, she was at her max budget, so buying something on a freehold lot wasn't in the cards. If she didn't buy this home, she would have kept renting, which in my area is about $1,200 for a basement suite. In the same amount of time, those 17 months, if she would have kept renting, she would have paid $20,400 for that basement suite. She ended up selling her home for $230,000, $75,200 more than she bought it for, and since it was her personal residence, she lived there for more than a year, those capital gains are tax-free. I wonder if she wishes she would have listened to the people that say manufactured homes in mobile home parks are a bad investment. Nope. I understand right now the market is a bit wild. I'm not saying that everyone who buys a manufactured home in a park is going to be able to resell it 17 months later and pocket 75 large. But I've seen this exact storyline play out time and time again where people sell their manufactured home in a park for 5 or even 6 figures more than they bought it for, too many times to chalk it up to just good timing. This just happens to be the most recent example. There's a big disconnect between mainstream information, paying pad rent is bad, and what is actually happening in real life. Sometimes I feel like I have this big secret that I'm trying to tell everyone, but no matter how many times or different ways I try and say it, people refuse to believe that mobile home parks are a real contender in the affordable housing space with a lot of benefits for everyone involved. The biggest benefit I see right now is the affordability aspect. A barrier for people trying to get their foot in the door of the housing market is saving up a down payment, which is a percentage of the total price of the home. On a traditional home, the down payment is calculated on the cost of the home and the cost of the land. So for this example, let's say the home is worth $100,000 and the lot is worth $100,000. Depending on where you live, these may or may not be accurate numbers, but guess what? It's easy math for me, so that's what we're using. If you're required to put down a down payment of 5%, that's $5,000 on the home and $5,000 on the lot for a total of $10,000. That's a lot of money. Think about how long it would take you to save $10,000. If you take the same home and it's located in a mobile home park, the amount you have to save is cut in half because you're buying the home and leasing the land. So if you're saving to buy, whatever length of time you said it would take you to save $10,000, just cut it in half, which really shortens the runway to home ownership. By cutting the amount of time needed to save for a down payment in half, you're getting in the game sooner, which will lengthen the overall time in the market. Unless you're a brilliant economist or some kind of genius, it's hard to predict where the prices of real estate are going and exactly when they're going there. That's why when people talk about real estate, the stock market, or anything that has an element of volatility, it's about time in the market, not timing the market, because it's just too hard. I've been saying this for a while now, but I think the mobile home park model is going to have a big resurgence in the coming years. I think people are going to become more open to the monthly pattern because that's the way businesses are going. Just look at all the subscription models that are coming out and people seem to really like it. People aren't buying movies anymore because they would rather pay Netflix $11 a month forever, and the same model is popping up in all sorts of industries to lower the initial investment and bring down the barrier to entry. What I don't know is what the latest version of the mobile home park model is going to look like, because even though the current model works great, I think somebody's going to tweak it and repackage it to attract a new generation to this style of living. Look at the Ford Bronco, for example. A few years ago, I noticed people were fixing up first generation Broncos that were built in the 60s, and they looked really cool. Ford realized that there was a demand for it, so next thing you know, the Ford Bronco is back in production, but with a modern twist. It's the same, but different. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen with the mobile home park model. Mobile home parks are a sleeping giant that can solve a lot of the affordability issues that are preventing people from getting their foot in the door of the real estate market. I think when the switch flips and people realize what they actually offer, manufactured homes in parks and mobile home parks in general are going to be more in demand than they've ever been. There is a big difference about what is said about manufactured homes in mobile home parks and what is actually happening in real life with real people. So I think it's just a matter of time before more people realize what they actually offer. That's all I've got for today. If you like manufactured home videos, make sure to subscribe to my channel because I've got new ones coming out every single week. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.